I'm gonna have to do a lot of talking, and this is gonna be fun. Oh, anyways, this is Sable's Grimoire. As the title says, it's one of my favorite visual novels. This is actually my second copy of it. I have it on the Switch. So if I go here, it shows nothing except for the first one. That, because that's always there. Anyways. Let's start a new game. Adronia Academy, the alma mater of many of the greatest magi in the world. A place of learning and discovery, a home to those who have powers beyond their understanding, a refuge for races oppressed by humanity. Notorious though it may be, Amadronia Academy is a place where my kind can feel at ease. It is where we magic users can band together and learn about our mysterious powers without fearing prejudice and backlash from the envious and scornful. It is a place open to all races, ages, and all nationalities. Anyone who wields magic power, great or small, may become a student here. And for the next 3 to 6 years, I will be living among them. As a mere human being, it is quite possible that I will not fit in here. Magic academies such as this are typically filled to the brim with demi-human races, many of which are gifted in the arcane arts. Compared to them, human beings are powerless, so few of us are capable of using magic to begin with, and even those of us who can, we cannot measure up to the elite demi-humans. Nonetheless, I plan to turn my many heads during my time at Amadronia. Natural ability is not everything. While I lack in raw power, I more than make up for technique, understanding, and creativity. Mark my words, by the time I leave this academy, everyone will know the name Sabre Lebier. I breathe a deep sigh as the fatigue leaves my body. Closing my eyes, my back and neck, stretch out my back and neck, which have grown stiff during my lengthy wait. Patiently, painstakingly, I have sat idly for the past hour or so, struggling to stay awake as I wait for my train. Sheesh. I'm starting to feel like I'll never reach the academy. My train was supposed to be here in half an hour ago. What's the holdup? I glanced at the physical data terminal overhead as I silently complained. Its display, which is supposed to be update in real time the moment anything changes, makes no mentions of any delays or changes in the schedule. As far as I can tell, my train should have already come and gone. There's no delays mentioned, and I'm definitely on the right train line. I'm not heading the wrong direction either. On the other hand, I haven't seen anyone else wearing the academy uniform around here. Is it just is it a coincidence? Is there some obvious explanation that's eluding me? Perhaps I better look a little deeper. I walk away from the other people on the platform, intentionally isolating myself. Once I'm far enough away that I can move around without bumping into anyone, I thrust out my right hand in my palm upwards. Terminal, possibly the most well-known and widely used spell in the world. Despite being considered a spell of advanced difficulty, Terminal is, for many, the first spell they learn. Or at least the first spell they master. Give me 1 second. And it's no wonder why. Who wouldn't want a gateway to their own mind? Not to mention in the mind of others. Anyways, not always at their fingertips. Terminal is the weightless, translucent, ethereal equivalent of a personal computer. The data is all stored inside of one's mind, and by connecting to the minds of others, terminals allow people to communicate and to share information. As the number of people capable of using terminal expand, so too does the pool of information at our disposal. It has become an invaluable tool, particularly for students, and as a result, the spell has naturally grown more and more popular. Now then, let's see here. Train timetable. Tapping the air just before floating the screen in front of me. I searched my own mind for the train timetable I viewed before leaving home. That's weird. I definitely didn't mix up the time or the train line. So where the heck is... Whoa! Is that a terminal? I dispel my terminal and turn my head as a surprise shout reaches my ears. Hey! That was a terminal, right? Wasn't that a terminal? Yes, that's right. Are you... Show it to me. No, but I already... Show me. I unconsciously take a step back as an energetic girl in front of me pushes forward. Seeing her enthusiasm in full force, I breathe a sigh of resignation. Give me 1 second. I raise my hand. Fine, take a step back. Nodding happily, the girl does as I say. Okay. So be it. Whoa! It really is a terminal. A real-life terminal in the flesh. No, terminals aren't alive, nor do they have any flesh. It's just a projection of... Hey, does this thing have any games on it? Oh, can you access the internet through this thing? Hey, stop that! My terminal disappears as the girl in front of me puts her hand through it. It's gone. I didn't break it, did I? Huh? What kind of idiot? Stop myself in mid-sentence. As foolish as the girl before me seems, I know that I shouldn't look down on her. There's nothing shameful about not knowing how a spell works. I can't call her an idiot for being unfamiliar with the workings of something considered to be an advanced technique. Thinking that way, I sigh once more, then raise my head and look her in the eye. It's fine, it isn't broken. You just disrupted the spell, that's all. I did something like that? That's right. Terminal is a useful spell, but the screen it creates is very fragile. That's why I stopped short of ever actually touching this screen. Watch. I separate from the girl and raise my hand once more, calling forth my terminal. With the screen in front of me, I use my other hand to interact with the untouchable device, sending random commands to the screen as I demonstrate how a terminal is used. Whoa! You're right, you didn't touch it, but it still reacted to your movement. You got it. Terminals may be useful, but they're easily dispelled. So although you don't have to worry about breaking them, it's difficult to maintain one for long periods of time. I see. So that's what terminals are like, huh? Amazing. A joyful smile creeps onto the girl's face as she stares into my eyes. Thank you. That was a very enlightening experience. Oops. I look forward to learning from you more in the future, Senpai. Acting reserved and courteous, the girl lightly bows her head. Don't worry about it. I rather become single-minded too. I become rather single-minded too when I see something outside of my understanding. So I totally. Wait a minute, Senpai. You have no idea how glad I am you're here, Senpai, and not just because I finally get to see Terminal up close for the first time. Before I saw you here, I thought I got on the wrong platform, but if you're here, then this train must be going to Amadronia Academy after all. I raised an eyebrow as I tried to piece together the words of a peculiar girl in front of me. While it's true that I'm heading to the academy and I've just become a student there, I'm definitely no older than this girl. Furthermore, today will be my first day at Amadronia Academy. It's far too early for anyone to be calling me their senior. Hey, Senpai, listen, I got a question. I ruffle my hair with my hand as I shake my head. Without asking what she wants, I voice my own thoughts instead. Stop calling me that, would you? I'm not your senior in any sense of the word. Oh shit. Really, Doug? Aside from knowledge pertaining to magic, apparently. Besides, why Senpai anyways? You don't look Japanese to me. Senpai, don't be rude. There are some things you shouldn't say to a person. Even if you doubt somebody's background, you're only allowed to call them out on it. I say that. What, Malakath? Oh, whatever. I don't agree with that at all, but I'm about to get into an argument. Oh, I'm not about to get into an argument over this. Giving up without a fight, I shrug and move the conversation along. Fine, let's say you are Japanese. I am Japanese, 1/4 to be exact. Like it matters. even if that's the case, that isn't the only problem here. I mean, aren't we the same age? And this is the first time we met, right? So why are you calling me that? Oh, I see, you don't want to be called senpai, huh? Well, I don't really care, but it's just a bit misleading and... No, I understand. I understand completely. Gosh, how could I be so rude? I was so captivated that I forgot to even introduce myself, let alone ask for your name. Completely misunderstanding my concern, the girl in front of me smiles. She smiles brightly. My name is Rei Mikawa. Starting today, I'm a student at Amadronia Academy. Let's see. My hobbies include cooking and eating and food preparation, and your name is Plenty. Save the full introduction for when we get to class. And just how much do you like food anyways? I stare at Ray's stomach and then my eyes run my eyes over the rest of her body. At a glance, it would seem that she's the type who eats a lot, yet never puts on weight. Well, senpai, are you going to introduce yourself? Or could it be that you want me to call you senpai after all? Oh, right, my apologies. I straighten up my back and put on a smile. My name's Sable. Like you, today will be my first day at Amadronia Academy. Huh? Ray suddenly screams loudly in shock, drawing curious gazes from all around us. You're only now entering the academy, and you already use advanced magic? Are you an elf or something? No, I'm human. I just practice and study a lot, that's all. Not that I could blame Ray for thinking otherwise. I may not be a powerful mage, but by human standards, I'm actually pretty high up there. Many demi-human races, such as elves and pixies, are known to being gifted at magic. The weakest and most feeble-minded kin are far more talented than even the greatest of human mages, to the point where the comparison is downright embarrassing. And yet, despite the significant gap between us, many of these exceptional races are also similar to human beings, at least in the terms of appearance. Elves, for example, are often mistaken for human beings, and human mages are, in turn, mistaken for elves. It's just a common misunderstanding, and even though I personally don't take offense to be calling an elf, there are many who feel quite differently. Perhaps I should strive to become a tad more observant from now on myself. From what I understand, Amadronia Academy is packed full of different kinds of demi-humans. I hate to cause a ruckus by accidentally offending them, or misunderstanding their intentions. Wow, you're a human? Yet you already learned an advanced spell like Terminal? That's amazing. I stopped zoning out and focused on Ray once more, only to find her staring at me with eyes filled with wonder and excitement. only to find her staring at me with eyes filled with wonder and excitement. You look, like you're my age, but we're on totally different levels. And I need to plug my phone in. You must be a prodigy or something. No, I wouldn't go that far. Like I said, I just study and practice a lot. It took me a long time to get to this level. Amadronia Academy is the only strict requirement for entry is that a person has awakened as a mage. As such, it is not unusual for people of differing levels to be in the same grade. The academy doesn't appear to discriminate based on age, race, or natural ability either. So in some cases, elves who are hundreds of years old may study side by side with teenage humans like myself. It's a system which has come to under fire often over the years. Oops. But despite the repeated criticisms, this old system still remains in place. Wait a minute. How did you learn an advanced spell like Terminal without attending a magic academy? Did you have a tutor or something? Nah, nothing like that. I just didn't have anything better to do, so I devoted my free time to studying. So there's also the fact that I'm pretty obsessive. When I find something interesting, I can't bring myself to turn away. I know what you mean. Like when you see kitty cat roaming around in the middle of the street, you wonder, does this cat have a home or is it stray? So you spend the rest of the day following it around. I think your obsession is a little different than mine. Anyways, you're starting Amadronia Academy too, Ray. That's right. Starting today, I'm gonna become a world-class cleric. A cleric? You're specializing already. Although every mage is forced to learn the basics, we are inevitably given choices to make regarding to what we want to study. After a person's 3 years at an academy, this comes to a climax, and we're told to choose a specific field of study. By our 6th year, we're expected to be ready to enter the workforce in that field. It would seem that without having attended a single class, Ray has already decided that she wants to become a cleric, a healer who can save people even on the brink of death. A noble profession, but it's not one many people aspire towards. Give me 1 second. I sure am. Why waste time dabbling when you already know what you want to do? And besides, I'll have you know that I am quite an expert when it comes to healing magic. Oh, that's rather surprising. There aren't many people our age who can use spiritual magic effectively. Did you come from a family of healers? That's right. The women in my family have all been priestesses and nurses for generations. I'm the only one who to use actual magic. I'm the first one to use actual magic, though. I stare in disbelief at Ray, the wannabe cleric who apparently doesn't understand the difference between healing magic and medicine. My family of nurses really isn't the same as being born into a lineage of spiritual magic practitioners. Does Ray not understand why this distinction is important, or is she doing this on purpose to mess with me? Just mess with me. Shaking my head, I gaze again once. I once again gaze towards the physical terminal. Radio terminal. Looking overhead. Seeing me stare at the device, Ray follows my line of sight. Huh. Still isn't here. If I were alone. I probably would have asked someone if I was in the right place by now. I'm beginning to think that we should do that anyways. The timetable I looked up said the train should have been here a long time ago. There haven't been any delays mentioned, so I stopped mid-sentence as I noticed that Ray's figure has disappeared from my side. When I locate Ray, I find her talking to a middle-aged man, seemingly asking him about the train's timetable. Ray then speaks to a few more people after gathering enough information to satisfy herself. She faces me once more. I'm back. Did you miss me? You're gone for less than 1 minute. No need to be shy. Just be honest and say you missed me. So what did you find out? Are we in the right place? You totally missed me. Nodding up, Ray continues to smirk proudly. I sigh and place my hand on my face, at which point Ray starts to move along. I asked a few people, and they all said the train would be here shortly. Apparently most people heading to the academy get off at the platform before this one, since express trains skip this platform. Wait, what did you just say? My eyes open wide as Ray's words register in my mind. I am on the correct train line. I did get the right time. I'm heading in the right direction. But I transferred at the wrong station. For crying out loud. How could I make such a stupid mistake? I knew I should have distracted myself by studying on the ride here. Don't worry, we have plenty of time before the opening ceremony. Even if the train takes longer, we still have reached the academy with time to spare. The opening ceremony isn't a problem here. This is your first day too, right? I don't know about you, but I was planning on buying some spare uniforms and taking a look around campus. If we wait until after the ceremony, the place is going to be packed and it'll be hard to get around anywhere without bumping into the wind or getting pushed along. I don't understand. Have you never been to a Madronia Academy before? You should have already visited during last month's orientation seminar, right? There's an orientation seminar? Uh-huh. I received my letter 1 week before the seminar, didn't you? The Madronia Academy still sends out physical letters. What the hell is wrong with them? They're a prestigious magic academy, for crying out loud. And I already gave them my terminal ID when I enrolled. How hard is it for them to send a notification to my terminal? That's how they notified me of my placement. Is this so hard to do the same for the matters such as this? Inwardly venting my anger, I feel myself become rapidly disillusioned. I need to open the window. It's hot as hell in here. I never gave Amadronia Academy a mailing address since it wasn't listed as a mandatory field on the application. For that same reason, I assumed they send the relevant information directly to my terminal, like they have until now. If important information is going to be sent that way, why didn't they make a mailing address requirement? Sable, are you okay? Oh, sorry, I was just lamenting. Anyway, I guess it's not a big deal if everyone else has already seen campus. Then I might be able to wander around freely after all. Do you want me to show you around? I've only been there once, but I should still know the layout of the campus better than you do. I won't be so sure of that. I summoned forth in my terminal once more, bring up a map of the campus. Oh, is that the academy? Sure is. Most second-year students know how to use terminals, so it's not surprising that you can get detailed maps of the academy with ease. So long as I have this, I can view every corner of the academy and immediately discern the location of whichever class for my desire. So don't worry about me. Armed with my trusty terminal, Hey! Faith once again puts her hand through my terminal, causing it to disappear. Why did she do that? If your terminal is so great, why don't you ask it instead? Pouting unhappily, Brave walks towards the edge of the platform. Before I can address her once again, I realize that our train is finally pulling onto the station. As the train pulls into the station outside Amadronia Academy, I am finally greeted by a sight I have only ever seen in pictures and recordings. Amadronia Academy, not a projection, not a photograph, but the real deal. The moment I depart from the carriage, I understand why Amadronia Academy was built in this rather inconvenient location. High quality ether, a requirement for any mage serious about furthering their art, is absorbed into my body through my skin. It is a difficult feeling to describe, but for a mage there is nothing greater. Just as the muddy rainwater is incomparable to clean drinking water, so too is the ether surrounding the academy. This academy. Leagues out of that found in the city. Compared to the town in which I grew up, this is undoubtedly a location far better suited to nurturing the young mage's growth. Give me 1 second. For all the projections and immersive scentscapes I have experienced, none of them even come close to the real thing. There's no way that Amadronia Academy was built here by chance. The purity and density of the ether here is unbelievable. Even a new student like me can appreciate that fact. If it's here in a place filled with such high quality ether, and so far away from the judgment of ordinary human beings, I have no doubt that I will be able to perform feats that I thought impossible back home. Walking a few steps in front of Ray, I enter the academy. Even though there are other people scattered about, for the most part, Ray and I are undisturbed. It seems that existing students are in class, as are the teachers. The only people wandering around aimlessly now are the new students, many of whom are feeling whimsical and showing bright smiles as they enjoy the ambiance. It feels so good to be back here. I almost forgotten how mystical this place felt. I refrain from uttering the word ether and lecturing Ray on the reason for that mystical feeling. Instead, I simply nod my head. Right. This may be my first time here in the flesh, but the high feeling of Amadronia Academy definitely lives up to the hype. Ray stretches out her back and inhales deeply, like one would when lapping up the fresh air of the countryside. Ether is absorbed through the skin and is not something we inherit, so her actions don't actually accomplish anything. Nevertheless, judging by the police expression on her face, the placebo effect may be enough for Ray. So, where to first? We still have half an hour before the opening ceremony. Are you going into your dorm room first, or are you going to socialize? I was thinking if I just go straight to the auditorium, so I wouldn't get lost and be late. But before that, I'm going to visit the cafeteria. But do you just... Before I can remind Ray that she was eating snacks the entire train ride here, I remember her list of hobbies. As it turns out, she wasn't kidding. Ray is, despite her appearance, a glutton. Well, have fun. I'm going to take a look around. Okay, see you later. Oh, one more thing before you go. Ray straightens her back and faces me with a smile on her face. I hope we get placed in the same class table. Ray skips off happily with a slight tinge of red on her cheeks. As she quickly disappears from my sight, I don't have the heart to tell Ray that our class listings have already been posted, or that we're in separate classes. Without bothering to summon my terminal, I walk around the courtyard outside, heading nowhere in particular. At this point in time, most of the new students are inside, either unpacking their belongings or getting changed before the opening ceremony. As for someone who wore the uniform on the train right here and sent their luggage to the academy ahead of time, I feel no obligation to do the same. For now, my only duty is to familiarize myself with the campus before the opening ceremony begins. It may seem a bit unsociable of me to avoid everyone like this, but I guess it can't be helped. They're all talking in the hallway with their friends or preparing in their rooms anyways. Even if I did make an effort right now, it won't make much of a difference. I should wait until after the ceremony is over before trying to socialize. Happy to put off the imminent social activity, I walk through the empty courtyard while feeling justified in my choice. It's not as if I don't want to make friends. I'm more interested in Amadronia Academy itself right now. Once I've had a good look around, then I can worry about other people. The Academy Sensescapes didn't do Amadronia any justice at all. This place is nothing like the recordings I've seen. Not that I'm surprised by that. Generally, only 5th-year students are skilled enough to record Sensescapes, let alone a decent one. And they'd be too busy with their studies to make anything too elaborate. I should consider myself lucky to experience any Sensescapes of the Academy at all. Sensescapes Scentscapes. Complete recordings of sight, the smells, the touch, and taste of everything which the recorder experiences. Scentscapes are often thought of the magical equivalent of virtual reality technology, cranked all the way up to the brand new extreme. Everything feels completely real. There's no discernible difference between running your hands along a stone wall in a Scentscape and doing so in real life. Any experience in one is exactly the same as the other. To the majority of individuals, there's only one noteworthy difference between experience reality and immersing yourself in Scentscape. Put simply, it's a lack of control. As it is to be able to move around freely as see fit, walking around is pretty tired. Maybe I should head back early to plan. Besides, as interesting as it may be to wander around, I can't afford to fully relax when I know that time is on my side. I'll just take a proper look later, when I have nothing else to do. Resolving myself to put off further exploration until later. I turn towards the academy in order to return to where I came from. The second I turn around, I notice someone blocking my path. Oh, hello there. You must have crept on me. I think you're ill. Mind your tongue, human. I did no such thing. Oh, I turned on auto. I was simply curious as to where a newcomer such as yourself might be headed. I most certainly was not creeping around. Okay then. I take a step back and look at the opposite girl in front of me. Long silver hair, bright yellow eyes, and above all, the characteristic ears of an elf. At a glance, it is obvious which race this girl belongs to. What is it? Do my ears truly fascinate you? So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stare. It's just, I didn't really know any demi-humans, so I will forgive this transgression. However, I must warn you that others might not be so accommodating. If this is your first time living among other races, then you best be mindful of how you act around others. Yes, right. Completely right. My apologies, miss. Even if I gave you my name, you would not remember it. You probably wouldn't be able to pronounce it. Then, do you have a nickname? I have to call you something after all. My non-elven acquaintances call me Lisha. Lisha? Is it? That's a nice name. Of course it is. What were you expecting? Despite her harsh tone, Lisha appears to be embarrassed as she gives me her name. Defensive as she may be, it seems Lisha hasn't actually rejected my presence just yet. So Lisha, are you a new student here too? Clearly I am. Were I at a different grade, I would be in class right now, rather than speaking to you. Not necessarily. I heard that once you reach your third year at this academy, you pretty much make your own schedule. Or you could just be a truant, though. I guess a serious person like you wouldn't be skipping class, would you? You assume I'm a serious person. Am I wrong? No, not entirely. Be that as it may, you shouldn't judge others based on their appearance, especially if you aren't familiar with non-human races. You could get yourself into a lot of trouble by making assumptions about the students here. Oh, right, you did just say that I should be mindful about how I address others. I'll try to keep your words of wisdom in mind. Think about Lisha's warning for a moment. I turn my palm upward. I bring my terminal up once more and search the names through the list of students in my class. Let's see. Leisha. I don't see. Hey! No sooner than I have called it forth, then my terminal disappears. Stick your hand straight through the terminal like before her. Leisha suddenly draws close. Not you two. Why does everyone... You're able to use the terminal? Leisha brings her face close to mine. Her expression is serious, yet there's a sense of unease and urgency in her voice. Yes, that's right. I was just wondering if we're in the same class, so I was checking our advisors first. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time pronouncing that word. Ordinarily, students need to wait until the opening ceremony to find out which class they are being placed in, or who their classmates will be. However, the fact that information that they seek is actually made available ahead of time. It's simply inaccessible to most people. To view the listings, one must either be a teacher or student attending Majonia Academy and be able to use a terminal. This means that early access to class listings, among other tidbits of information, has become a kind of reward for talented first-year students. Though for the most part, it's something that's simply taken advantage of by those siblings or friends of in higher grades. Unbelievable. Do you think that a mere human would be able to master the usage of the terminal before me? Oh no, I'm not a master or anything. I just... Human, what is your name? Sable. Sable Labir. Labir Sable. Leisha averts her gaze for a moment as she loses herself in thought. After a few moments, Leisha's eyes open wide, and she looks me in the eye once more. Possible. You were ranked in the bottom half of this year's applicants. How could you possibly know an advanced spell already? I smile at Riley and look away. Unfortunately, it's just as Leisha says. I ranked quite poorly on the entrance exam for Amadronia Academy. Truthfully, our individual rankings aren't all that important. We're here to learn how to use our powers for the good of society, after all, not to compete for rankings. Be that as it may, our rankings do serve a purpose, and I take no pride in my performance. God, I'm tired. And I take no pride in my performance on the exam. Had I ranked well, I would have started my life here with an increased allowance from the academy, and I would also be given more leeway on assignments, preferential treatment from teachers, and other such perks. As a lower-ranking student, however, not only will I miss out on such perks, but also, nobody will expect anything from me. Just hard work and determination, I guess. Don't let this advanced spell, but isn't strenuous. Even someone as weak as me can. No, wait, forget about that for a second. How did you know what rank I am? You didn't seriously memorize the ranking of every student in our grade, did you? Does that despise you? Just a while, human. We elves possess many abilities, which your kind does not. Unfaltering memory is a natural gift for magic. For magic, or just the tip of the iceberg. You best not underestimate us. Leisha begins to zone out as she speaks. Her words slow down, and she cuts herself off mid-sentence, losing herself in thought. No, it couldn't be. Did you purposely do poorly on the entrance exams so that people would underestimate you? What are you talking about? I tried really hard in the entrance exam, okay? I just hadn't studied the right material for the exam. And I was completely destroyed by the physical portion of the exam. I understand now. You play the fool, but you're undoubtedly a truly frightful being. Huh? You're talking about me? I'm not playing anything, and I've never frightened anyone in my life. Silence. You will not fool me a second time. Curses. Do you think that I was so proud of myself being been named valedictorian? How frustrating for someone so gifted to be hiding among the rabbles. Was an unforgivable oversight on my part. Oi. Who are you calling rabble? Alicia snorts and turns her head. So be it. I may have gotten ahead of myself, but I have not let loose yet. I will not forget this, Sable the Bear. Mark my words, I will surpass you. Leaving behind such decoration, Alicia walks straight past me towards the entrance of the academy. For a moment, I simply stare at... Ow! That hurts. For a moment, I simply stare at her receding figure, trying to make sense of our bizarre meeting. But before I can think about it too deeply, I realize that my time is up. The opening ceremony will begin any minute now, and I have no time to waste. I know I will stop streaming around like an hour 15 for today, because I am quite tired, and I've been streaming for 5 hours. I returned to the academy's entrance and proceed inside. There are fewer students around than when I entered it before, and hallways are eerily quiet as a result. Like myself, the only students were still walking around, others heading towards the auditorium. Hey, where are you going? I'm not done talking to you, except for one. How rude! Some people have no manners at all. I had to grab them by the scuff of the neck end. Oh, here comes trouble. Don't make eye contact. Go make eye contact. Oh, hey there. Damn it. I avert my gaze and keep walking. I'll be lying to if I said this person's appearance didn't immediately make me curious. I don't have time to indulge myself right now. Hey you. Hey you there. Yeah, you. What's the rush? Come on, talk to me for a minute. What's the rush? I'm on the way to the... Hey. Internalizing won't do me any good. I need to tell out loud. I'm sorry, but can I get through here? The opening ceremony is... Opening ceremony? Oh, right, that dumb thing. It's just a bunch of geezers and hags talking down to us, isn't it? Who would want to attend something like that? Ignoring her harsh words, I find myself staring at the horns of a head, on the head of the reptilian student standing in front of me. As I quickly glance at her wings and tail, sweat begins to pour down my face. But not out of fear or nervousness. If anything, it's fear of my own obsession. This person has caught my interest. Are you a Drake? That's right, Drake and the Drake, they called me. My father wanted to call me Drake, but my mother said it would be redundant. You're almost Drake the Drake. No, hilarious, right? But my parents compromised, so they instead called me Draken. Or at least I think that's the backstory Mama gave me. I know it was something along those lines. Anyways, forget about that. It doesn't matter. More importantly, do you like my wings? Confused by the seemingly random shifting of our conversation, I stared at Draken in surprise for a moment before responding. I do, yes. Why do you ask? Well, you keep staring at them, so I figured you might. Want to touch them? You let me? Sure, go right ahead. Before I even realize it, my hands are reaching out towards the stranger in front of me. I hesitate for the moment before making contact, unsure if indulging myself like this is really appropriate or not. Noticing my restraint, Draken moves her wings forward, shortening the distance between us, all on her own. In response to Draken's gesture, I finally swallowed the last of my reservation, and pressed my fingers against her wing. This is amazing. The skin is tough and also squishy. Thank you. And every part I touch is so smooth. Are there bones in here? Not really. It's that part mostly is cartilage. I actually don't have many bones as humans, you know. I won't be able to fly otherwise due to the weight. So you can really fly with these? Of course. They're just decoration, you know. But don't go asking for a lift, okay? I'm not strong enough to carry someone else when I fly around in this form. I see. How about this part? It's swept to extend, but surprisingly strong. Function of a form, my friend. Strong and light. Perfect for flying. They're a mongrel to clean though. It's pretty painful when they get cut. Oh. They're just not fleshless appendages fused with transport. Of course not. They're still part of my body. Jeez. You think I don't have feelings or something? Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I just let my curiosity get the best of me. It's okay, I understand. Besides, I'm the one who approached you in the first place. You're the first person to actually talk to me since I got here. Really? Yeah, everyone who sees me walks away or runs in the opposite direction. It's like, what do you think I'm gonna do? Eat you? Burn your village down? I mean, they might actually be right. It's not like I've ever eaten other demi-humans before. And if I got hungry enough, I probably would take a bite out of them. But still, I'm trying to be on my best behavior, you know? I haven't even set fire to anything all morning. The moment I begin to feel sorry for Draken, she gives me a good reason not to. And yet she's still my favorite character. Well, I don't doubt Leisha's advice about not judging demi-humans based on their appearance. In Draken's case, I would have been right. Oh well, who are these people like them? I'd rather much be talking to someone open-minded and understanding like you anyway. Mama told me that most humans are scum, but I knew you weren't all bad. I mean, if you were, I would never have been born, you know? If humans were all bad, then Draken would never have been born. Draken's words repeat in my mind as an awkward question begins to surface. I want to ask Draken to elaborate, but at the same time, I'm more wary of offending her by making assumptions. Be that as it may, my hesitation only lasts for a moment before I know my curiosity has won, and my mouth began to open. Just be clear, Draken, your mother is, yep, 100% dragon. Your father is 100% human. Unbelievable. A human and dragon actually mated with one another and produce an offspring. I don't know, dude. You look at the Shrek series. The proof wasn't standing right before my eyes at this very moment. I wouldn't believe it. My eyes suddenly shoot wide as Draken's words begin bring to mind an old fairy tale that I heard as a child. It's a lengthy tale in which a knight leaves his kingdom in order to slay an evil dragon. When the knight approaches the dragon's cave, however, he finds no such beast. Instead, what awaits him is a beautiful woman. To cut the long story short, the dragon agrees to spare his kingdom if he stays with her, serving as the father to her children. Quite frankly, I always found it a bizarre story to tell a child, especially a human child living in a society so phobic of dead humans. With a half-dragon now standing in front of me, however, I can't help but think that the tale may not be a work of fiction after all. Hello? No, are you still with me? Earth to... Wait. Would you say your name was again? I'm blinking in surprise as Draken draws close to my face. Following snapping back to reality, I quickly take a step back and regain my composure. Ah, sorry about that. I got a bit distracted there for a moment. Anyways, my name is Sable. Just like your father, I'm 100% human. Sable, huh? I like the name. It's short and easy to remember. So do you have any other questions, Sable? Whatever you want to know, just ask. I'm an open book. Draken smiles cheerfully as she makes a kind proposition. For someone like me, who's curious to a fault, her offer is like a dream come true. I can ask whatever I want of this rare being whose existence I would have doubted just an hour ago, and she'll gladly answer me. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to decline. Huh? Why? Don't you want to know more about me? I won't get offended or anything, I promise. It's not that. I really do want to ask. It's just, the opening ceremony has started without us. Draken stares at me in confusion for a second, then sighs in relief. Is that all? You had me worried there, a second there. I thought you didn't like me. It's just a ceremony. Don't worry about it. It'll be a drag anyways. That may be true, but we still should attend. Or if they tell us something important, we can just ask the other students what we missed. Besides, it's not like they just dump all the important stuff on us at once. Usually they have some kind of information a day ahead of time, or spread it out during the first week. That's how human schools work, right? That's true, but it's not really, as I come to understand a little more about this girl called Draken. You didn't get the letter either, huh? What letter? Nobody's dumb enough to deliver letters to Mama's cave. To see human skeletons outside and run for the hills. I figure as much. It's kind of a relief that I'm not the only one who missed that orientation day. Though at the same time, it does reinforce my belief that a school like this shouldn't be relying on such dated medium in the first place. So what do you want to do? What do you want to do while the other students are staying through the boring whatchamacallit? Sorry, Draken, but I still think we should go inside. If you're real late, the ceremony has only just started, so we should still be able to sit through most of it. Oh, I see. Fine, let's listen to the hags and geezers blather on about nothing while they slowly die. That's the spirit? Though clearly reluctant, Draken leads the way. She takes me to the door of the auditorium, through which we can see our fellow newcomers. In addition to the students, we can see all of our homeroom teachers, our year advisor, and the principal. What, Doug? How can you not beat Godric when you have beaten Malekith, Fire Giant, and Godskin Duo? Our youth advisor, the principal, and other faculty members. Our grade is fairly small compared to previous years. Without even turning my head, I can see the rest of the newcomers, not even 200 in number. A Nekomata. I love Nekomatas, especially the ones from SMT. And Lamia, a pixie. Boy, the entire room is full of all sorts of demi-humans. Nobody is as surprising as Draken, but still impressive sight. I can't wait to see them all up close. Huh? What's wrong? Change your mind? No, it's not that, but we've been locked out. I set the door handle in disbelief. Locked out. We're just a few minutes late, and they have already locked the doors on us? That isn't good. Locked out, huh? How dare they? I step away from the door and look at Draken in surprise. What are you getting mad about, Draken? You didn't want to even attend the ceremony, did you? Of course I didn't want to. I don't want to. But that isn't, it isn't the same that being told I can't attend. Who did they think they are locking me out like this? I'll show them. Draken puffs out her chest and slowly inhales. I can see a bright light emanating from within Draken's chest as she pierces her lips, preparing to spew out forth flames of an unfathomable temperature. Draken, stop! You can't start a fire inside the academy. Let's just skip the ceremony after all, okay? My words fall on deaf ears. Draken's chest continues to expand, and I can see the rage in her eyes. If I dawdle, she's going to burn me to ashes along with the door. And that is it for today. God, I am tired. Stream more. Maybe do a day after. Actually, no, day after. No, I can stream the day after. Just in the afternoon. So with that, see you next time.